One of my favorite things to do when I'm playing with web design is play with backgrounds. I'm standing in my shower today so that you can consider what a background does in terms of presenting a certain kind of image or putting forth a certain kind of ambiance. Bathroom tiles, what does that say to you? How about just a plain beige background? Do you think of me as an academic if I have books behind me? What if I'm outside? What about a wood background? How about some pottery?
So let's talk a little about how to think about backgrounds in regards to your WordPress site. Most themes give you some option to change the background, and if this is something you decide to explore, there's a few rules you need to keep in mind. First, you want to be subtle. Don't do anything too distracting that takes away from the content of your website. Second, have a purpose. Don't just put a background up because you think it's going to look pretty. Anything you do should have the ultimate goal of bringing more attention to the content on your site. Third, make it legible. If you put a background behind text, you better make sure that your readers can still read the text that you put up there. And finally, use high quality graphics. You don't want some sort of background that's fuzzy or pixelated. Textures are one kind of background that you might consider. There are two different kinds. First, lifelike. Lifelike textures are like real-life objects. Wool, paper, concrete, grass. Imagine something that you can almost reach out and touch, except it's digital in this case. In contrast, noise textures are grainy or abstract. They usually contain just one color that you see in various light or dark variations. They're very subtle, but they add depth to a website. Pattern backgrounds are usually simple and small repetitive images. Think of things like polka dots and stripes. Gradients, known as color transitions, are a gradual blending of one color to a lighter version of that color or a completely different color. Let's take a few minutes to find out where you might find these kinds of backgrounds for your site. Here are 3 websites to consider. The first is Pixabay. If I run a search for textures, you'll see some of the kinds of backgrounds that I just described for you. You can also search for patterns, and you'll get some different ideas here. Another place to go is subtle patterns. And here's an example of what's called a noise texture, which I mentioned before. If I click on preview for this example, you'll see that it's almost too hard to even see what the background is. It's very subtle. It's just some white and some gray and some geometric shapes. Finally, check out UI gradients. Here you see a number of gradients, all in different colors. And if you find one that you like, you can just click on it. And then you can download the JPEG to your computer and upload it to your WordPress site. You can find more resources like this on our course website under the tab for resources. Have fun looking for backgrounds, and remember, choose carefully and don't overdo it.